Welcome to the Get It Done podcast, the podcast where I talk to business owners about their business, allowing them to share their business journey, to just let us know how they got to where they are today. The reasoning for the podcast, my prayer for the podcast is that um, we can somehow, through something that is said, inspire someone that is just simply scared to do the thing. I get to talk to a lot of people through my work, and for the most part, so many people have these different ideas to start businesses. They have ideas for businesses, um, like beautiful ideas, but the core of it, of the reasoning why they're not starting, is just simply because they're scared to do the thing. Um, so the Get It Done podcast is hopefully here to inspire the people that are just scared to get up and do it. For the most part, I am talking to people that I have basically never talked to before. I'm talking to complete strangers about what it is that they are doing. I find it very interesting to have conversations with people that I don't know. Um, so to have conversations with people I don't know about business, I absolutely love talking all things business. So I have been enjoying myself. So today's guest is here. I will go ahead and add her. Hi, Kat.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Just want to make
good.
sure.
So I'll just go ahead and let you introduce yourself and tell us about your business.
Hi, my name is Kat. I have a business called Kat's Macarons. So I do designer French macarons. I've been
Mm.
doing it for approximately 2 years now. Um, I'm in Altadena, California, which is in the San Gabriel Valley area of Los Angeles County. So
Altadena. Is that near Pasadena?
yes, it's in the foothills
Yeah.
right above. In fact, if you watch like the Rose Parade and you see the mountains in the background, I live at the base of those mountains.
Nice.
So we
I
get all the
love
critters
Pasadena.
coming down. We get all the critters coming down from the mountains, and yep, I get regular coyotes, bobcats, bears. Those are regular occurrences in my yard. Yes.
Oh no, thank you.
And wild
Okay.
peacocks. We've had issues with wild peacocks too. So
Do you have two things playing at one time? Because there's an echo.
I don't. I wonder if it's just the. I just have this. Let me see if I can. I don't know how to fix it.
Um, is your just turn your volume down a little bit because it's only an echo when I talk.
Okay. Is that better?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. I don't hear the echo anymore.
Okay.
Um, so you said you've been doing this for 2 years, you said?
About yeah, a little more than 2 years now. I've been doing this business. I had a previous business that I did for 25 years.
Nice.
I was in special education. I'm a board certified behavior analyst, which means I'm one of those. I'm the behavior specialist that comes in to work with mostly kids with autism, but also do a lot of adults with developmental disabilities and a lot of behavioral issues. So I did that for 25 years, and during the
Nice.
pandemic, when everyone had lots of free time, I learned how to bake for the first time. Yeah, I didn't even know how to bake a cake from scratch, and I was over here just kind of scrolling mindlessly on Facebook, and when those little tasty videos popped up on my Facebook feed on how to make macarons, and it's like, oh, that doesn't look so hard. I had no clue about the history of macarons and how difficult they were, and so I'm bored. Let's try it. It's something different. So I actually did it, and the first batch came out pretty good, and I was
Nice.
hooked. I had never eaten one before until I started making them. I knew what they were. I just had never eaten one before,
Right.
and I just started making them. And then of course it was just me and my husband at home, so I had I'm making huge batches, and we don't want to eat that much because it's
Right.
way too much sugar. And so I just started giving away to neighbors and friends, and when I went back to work to coworkers, and everyone kept saying these are the best I've ever had. You need to sell them.
Mm.
And it's like, let me see if I can, what else I can do. So I got my cottage food license. So that is the health department permit that allows me to sell what I'm baking in my home kitchen. Signed up for the farmers market and sold out the first day. And it's like,
Nice.
okay, I guess I'm doing this now.
Like this must be a thing.
Yes. doesn't pay nearly as much as being a behavior analyst does, but it's definitely a lot more fun and a lot less stress.
So did you quit your job?
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of self-employed for the last 10, 15 years. So I still do consulting work every now and then, but I don't do full-time BCBA work. It's mostly just when someone needs me for to do a behavior assessment or to help with a situation. It's like, we have this case and we don't know what to do with it. And it's like, okay, I'll help.
Nice.
Or
I used
just
to
to
be a
stop in.
behavioral therapist.
You used to be a behavioral therapist? So
That's
you
what I
understand
was.
what.
Yes. Before, or that's what I was doing before this. So when I quit my job, I was a behavioral therapist.
So I was the person who wrote the behavior plans that you had to implement. So
Yep.
that, that was what I did and
Nice.
I was a special ed teacher for a few years. I created and ran the largest, the autism department for the fifth largest school district in America. I did
Nice.
that for a while. And yeah, and so this is, again, it's so much more fun. I like the creativity aspect because my background is actually fine arts. One of my bachelor's degrees is fine arts, and that was why I went to college because I wanted to go into the art world and I wanted to do commercial art. And but as a behavior analyst, when do I get to draw, paint, be creative? It's like, other than a little creativity on how to teach the skills or how, coming up with some of the recommendations, is like, so for I felt like for 25 years my creativity was stifled. And now I like to do a lot of I do a lot of hand painted designs on my macarons. I use it like
Oh,
a
nice.
canvas. So so not only do they taste good, they're really pretty. So
I love that. I don't think I've ever seen artwork on one ever. So nice. I love that. So since then, what would you say has been your greatest struggle as far as business in the world that you're in now?
two things: time and money. I think is what most people struggle with. Trying to find the time, because it's just, it's a one woman show. I have, a small, your typical standard oven, so it's like, there's only so much I can bake at a time, and trying to get a lot of stuff done within time periods. And then the money part, because it seems like all the money I make goes right back into the business, and I'm trying to save up to buy a concession trailer, because right now it's just those little pop-up canopies, at the farmers market, and I want to be able to expand my business and not be restricted to when a farmers market is open. And and so I figure if I have those concession trailers, I can sell on the side of the road like food trucks do.
Yeah.
I mean, I live across the street from a park, like a huge park,
Oh,
where they
nice.
have, kids are full, on the weekends, there's baseball games and
Everywhere.
tournaments and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
I can't sell there because I can't sell inside the park, and I can't put a canopy on the side of the road. It's illegal, and it's a
Mm.
safety hazard. But if I have a trailer, I can just park that on the side and I can sell out of the trailer on the side of the road. So,
So
um,
what's the plan to bring in more money?
um, that would help bring in more money, because then I'm not restricted to when and where I can sell. I can
No, I'm
sell more
saying
often.
before you do that, do you have a plan set in place? Like, okay, this is what I'm going to do to increase.
Just as many custom orders as I can get, pretty much. Because the farmers markets, it's I do pretty good at some of the markets, but once you pay for booth fees and the TFF, the temporary food permits that the health department requires you for every single location, and all the other things, and then the time that is involved in setting up, taking down, standing there waiting for someone to come to your booth, unless it's a really busy market, it's really difficult to do well. And
Yeah.
so, right now I've been super busy with custom orders, which is great.
Yeah.
Um, in fact, I apologize for having to reschedule on you last minute last month, because
No
I
worries.
was in the middle of doing a custom order for Norwegian Cruise Lines for 1,200 macarons.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, I had to get that done
Yes,
first.
that's priority.
Yes, that was a
um,
huge order. Yeah.
Raise your prices.
That's what everyone keeps saying. I know I need to raise my prices. When I first started, I did some research and tried to figure out what was the going rate for macarons in the LA area. And I kind of priced it around what Bottega Louie charges. It's like I can't go above Bottega Louie. They're kind of like the
Yes, you
standard for macarons.
can.
So what I started doing is I did raise in the beginning of this year by a quarter, but when I do the artwork ones, those cost more.
How much would do you charge for one?
For one undecorated, it's $3.25.
Okay.
And
Cause
then if it's decorated, depending on the complexity, if it's a simple decoration, it's $4. If it's complex, it's 5, or maybe even more, depending on how complex it is. For Christmas time, I did the 12 days of Christmas, and I actually had
cute.
hand painted, very detailed paintings on each one of them. So for a dozen, I sold that for $50 and sold out.
Yeah.
So
I
because those were,
bought
they took a long time to do.
Oh, I bought some for my cousin because she loves them. So I bought some for my cousin for her birthday, probably about a couple weeks ago. And I paid $4 each for one, just normal.
Okay. And
I mean,
I'm
but
tempted, I am considering raising it up to that much. I just don't want to
yes.
do it too soon because I don't want to lose customers.
I mean, but because this is a conversation that I have with business owners all the time because most times they're scared to raise their prices. Um, you will lose customers, but you'll gain customers as well. So like anytime we raise our prices, we're going to lose customers, but we're going to gain the customers that can pay the prices for what we have, especially if it's a good
Right.
product. So
Because these are
people,
so time consuming to make. I mean, I do see that, I see someone selling a brownie for $4. And it's like, that's a freaking brownie. I mean, it's a great brownie, but it's brownie, it
yeah,
doesn't
and
take two
brownies are
hours to
easy.
make.
Yes.
Macarons took 2 hours to do one batch.
Yeah.
So they're
So
very time consuming and the ingredients are more expensive.
yes. So don't be scared. Just do it. Just do it like Nike said. I mean, because if not, then we go out of business. If we don't raise our prices, either we go out of business or we never grow. And
Right.
I set a rule in place where every August I give myself a raise because I was thinking like, okay, when I have a job, like when I was had a 9 to 5, I want to raise every year. So if I'm running my own business, of course I want to raise every year because I'm doing way more work. I'm sacrificing way more. Although I love it and I enjoy it way more, I'm making way more money. But my rule is every single August, my prices go up. And that is, I'm going to stand on that. And it works. Every year I've done it. And this August will be, well, December will be year 5. So, and
Yeah.
I did it ever since I got out of esthetician school. I was just like, these prices got to go up because everything goes up every year.
Everything is going up. Yeah. Base,
Yes.
everything. Yeah. It's just the price of all of my ingredients have gone up. And it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
packaging, oh my gosh, because everything has to be pre-packaged with
yes.
because of the health department and because it's made at home, everything has to be pre-packaged. Not only is the price of packaging expensive, it's in fact that's my most expensive ingredient is packaging.
Hmm.
The time it takes to do the packaging
Yes.
is
That's what I
ridiculous. I
was
mean,
thinking, the
that's
timing.
another, if I do 100 macrons and for packaging, that's another 2 to 3 hours just for packaging and
Yeah.
time.
Yes, I
And
know.
so yeah, it's crazy.
It'll be fine. All you gotta do is just raise those prices. So far, what are you most proud of in your work?
I'm most proud of the uniqueness that I have. I think that's what I really like about it is, I mean, Bottega Louie and Lottery. I know it's like those are kind of sacrilegious to compare yourself to those, but actually, I went on a macaron crawl with some girlfriends that I knew would give me honest opinions, and we went to any place in the Pasadena area, the San Gabe
Yes.
Valley area that sold macarons and bought some. And then I found a list on LA Eater for like the top 10 places to get macarons in Los Angeles. And we got about 5 of those places, 5 or 6 of those places. And one was Bottega Louie and one was Lottery. And then we sat down and just ate, and we ate them all. I mean, we ate as many as we could handle. And we just kind of tasted them. And then I had them after we ate everyone else's. We picked the 2 best, and which really the only 2 to really consider was Lottery and Bottega Louie. All the rest were like, don't even bother buying. This wasn't really worth it. Um, and it's okay. Now try mine, and I want your honest opinion on mine compared to these 2, and kind of what the standard is. And they said yours is equal to that. The quality, taste wise, texture wise, quality wise, yours is equal. Um, but they don't do the custom designs. I do all the different shapes and hand painted designs and stuff. I make them fun. So yeah, I should be charging more than them because again, if it's on that same level of taste and quality, and then it's better looking, then yeah, I should charge more.
Yes. And yours is So big businesses have money to buy in such bulk. They get things way cheaper. I mean, so many different benefits they have that allows them to get, pay lower prices for things. And you're a home baker. Like, it's just more expensive to do these things that we're doing. For me, I have a home based studio, so I give facials in my backyard. It's completely separate from my house, but it is in my backyard. It's at my home. Um, I don't look at nobody's prices. Like, I know my facials are expensive, but my facials are all natural. They're plant based, and I know that is extremely hard to find. And I'm making my own products. But no, I go off of what the prices that I say. I haven't checked a price because I know when I first got started, even when I was in esthetician school, I wrote out my like price list, and everybody would be like, "Girl, that's too much. That's too much." I'm like, "Well, I can't afford to like do it any cheaper." Like,
Yeah.
so like I don't pay attention to the prices anymore. Like I haven't checked prices in years, and I understand that takes time. I always like try to like beat this in everyone's head because people do have a fear of increasing those prices, but it's so important. Like you have to in order to stay afloat, really. Um,
Yeah, I was actually thinking about raising my prices starting August when
yes.
the kids go back to school because the market always slows down in the summertime. So I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking about when they go back to school in August, and so I get that new flux of customers to raise it again. Yeah, I just feel like I have to.
Yep. Whenever you decide and just stick to it and stand on it and do it once a year or whenever you
And I
want,
know
really.
when I do quotes for large custom orders, I know I undercut myself too. So I need to stop that.
Yes. Because if at the end of the day, if they want it, they're gonna pay. People pay for what they want.
Right. Right.
People pay like $5 for a bottle of water. Like
That's true.
what? A bottle of water? You could get a gallon of water for like $1.50. People are paying like $5 for a bottle of water because it's in a glass bottle. Like it's water.
Yeah.
Is there one thing that you wish you had known before you got started that would have probably made things a little bit easier?
Um, how to do pricing better would have helped.
Yeah.
How to organize, coming up with systems, which since I had a business before, it was a completely different kind of business, but I had a business before, so I understood about some systems and such. But the food business is completely different,
Yeah.
and just learning more about how to do this more efficiently. Um, and because again, I didn't research this that much. It was more like, okay, let's just try it and see what
Let's
happens. This
see what.
wasn't
Yep.
something I was really planning on doing. It was like, okay, let's just do this on the side kind of thing, and realize, no, this is better and it has
Yeah.
way more potential. And I realized I was just so burned out on the special ed field that I was like, I wanted to do something very different, and I finally felt like my creativity was coming out. So yeah, it was, I guess, just better planning on everything, on every aspect
Yeah.
would have helped.
Yeah, I love that. One thing that I kept telling myself when I was still working was, I cannot be doing this at 50. Like, I do not want, there's no way that I can be doing this at 50 years old. Like, these kids are wearing, I mean, I enjoyed my work, but it was just very tiring. So I was tired,
Yeah.
but I did have a lot of fun. Um, what have you, so have you had any situations where you were like, this is a complete failure from either one of the businesses that you ran?
Um, I would say not like it overall. It was more like a custom order I did where I was so exhausted, and I looked at the calendar wrong, and I thought I had an extra 2 days to get an order completed, and I realized, oh crap, I don't, because they need it today. And so I'm like, rushing to get it done in time, and it was not pretty. It was for a baby shower, and she wanted me to do this kind of a tower thing that I had never done before, and I didn't practice ahead of time, and I
uh,
and I and then, oh, macarons do not do well with humidity, and that day it was storming outside, so it
oh
was super
wow.
humid. So all the macarons came out lopsided, and I didn't have time to redo them. because I had to be delivered to her place like that afternoon.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I finally just, okay, I'm sorry. This looks horrible. And here's your money back because
Uh,
I can't,
oh,
they taste good, but they just look
the
horrible.
look
And it's
wasn't
like,
there.
yeah, it's the only time I've had to give her a refund because
Nice.
it was, and I, yeah. And it was my mistake for not paying attention to my calendar. So I think now what I do is I make sure I put every custom order, I have notes, handwritten notes, and then I also put everything on my phone calendar. And so I make sure I keep track of everything so I don't have that mistake again.
I was gonna ask, what was your greatest lesson from that? But sounds like that's what it was.
Yes, making sure that I get the dates correctly and the times, pick up times correctly. And yeah, all that.
I love that. What are you grateful for today?
I am grateful for my husband. He allows me to do this because right now I don't make enough money to pay any bills in the house. Luckily, he has a good job where he has enough to pay the bills and everything like that. He is extremely supportive. He sees the potential in it, and he knows I was successful with a previous company. After 3 years, I sold it for quite a bit of money.
Nice,
And so he knows that I know how to run a business, even though this is a completely different kind of business, but he knows I'm dedicated and I can do it. Um, and he sees the potential in this business. And so he is willing to pay the bills in the house and, and give me whatever support that I need in order to make this successful. In fact,
nice.
when I feel discouraged, he encourages me to continue.
I love that.
Um, so he's super sweet because eventually I want to do a brick and mortar. I want to have a cafe. Um,
Well, you're really gonna have to
and
raise in prices.
I will have to raise prices, yes. But it's the thing is when I don't want to have like a stuffy French bakery, That's just not me. I'm not a stuff. I'm from the South, where we hug complete strangers and say hello to, it's like, and I have family from Louisiana and I have like a brother who lives in New Orleans. And so I want more of a French Quarter theme,
Nice.
kind of more gritty and fun
Yes.
and but I also want it to be community based. I mean, these are people that my community here in Altadena area has supported me. They're the ones that buy my products on a regular basis. They're the ones that encourage me. They're the ones that, I remember one day I had to say there are no macarons this week because I'm having back surgery, and they're like, "Oh, do you need any help? Do you need food? I can bring you food." And it's like, "No, I have a husband.
Nice.
It's okay. That's his job." You know? But they're super
Like, girl, I got a
supportive, and
man.
they're really supportive and really encouraging. And so it's like I want a community location that people can hang out and like I want to have like an artist corner because I also sew and make jewelry, and so I want to
Nice.
have like other local artists. It's like, okay, if they make some kind of craft or something, we can sell it and we have like a corner of the shop where we can sell it, and I'll take a small commission. If there's artists that we can put their paintings on the wall and they can be for sale. If there's local musicians, we can have them have their music playing, and we can sell their CDs or whatever, and just be a local, kind of a local community hangout. If I have like tea or coffee, it'll be from local tea or coffee roasters that
Nice.
if I have any additional food products, it'll be like local food trucks can park. I want to have savory macarons where instead of sugar, it's meat and cheese in the middle.
Mm,
And you can swap out the almond flour for like cornmeal and other things. I want to be able to have like a complete meal.
I love
So, but
that.
I want it to be any kind of ingredient that can be locally sourced will be locally sourced.
Nice.
Um, like any local farmers and people have chickens in their backyard. I want to buy their eggs. So I want to be a community shop. So
I love it.
that's the plan. And right now, even if I had the money to open the brick and mortar, I don't have enough of a following to make it successful. And I think the concession trailer for people who don't go, because not everyone goes to farmers markets, and not even the people in this area don't even realize there is a farmers market here in Altadena. And so, but if I have the concession trailer, I can sell in other locations that now other people, I
Get
can
people
I can
know.
help build that following that I would need in order to keep a brick and mortar successful.
Nice. Do you ever do the Pasadena Rose Bowl? I think they do every second Sunday or something.
I haven't tried doing the macarons there. I've sold jewelry there, and I never did well because it's all wire wrapped, handmade jewelry, and it's people want bargains. Either they were looking for antiques or they want bargains,
Yeah.
and so I felt like I wasn't successful with that, so I haven't tried. And their booth fees are not cheap.
Yeah,
So
I did. I used to have a clothing store, and I did it. I think I did it like twice. It wasn't bad. So the first time I did it, they weren't buying because they were seeing the cost. So I just said everything was half off. Just the sound of half off. They just and then that's what got everybody shopping. But I just raised the prices up a little bit and then said half off, and then that
that's what
worked.
stores do. Is like when they go on sale, it's like they basically raise their prices and then knock off, like, okay, you get this percentage. Jewelry stores do it all the time. If you could
Yep.
look at what their actual sale price is that's what the value of the item really is. You're not
Yep.
getting a bargain.
Yeah. So, but the sound of it, the psychology of
Uh-huh.
half off, people are like, "Ooh," and that's when they started buying. So that's what worked for me there. Um, what advice would you give to, because of the idea of the podcast is to hopefully inspire somebody that is just scared to start doing whatever idea it is that they have. Is there any advice that you would give to the girl or the guy that is just scared to like just get up and get it done?
You just need to do it. That's really what it is. You just got your research, do your research, and then just do it. It's sometimes that's the fear, is doing something new.
Yeah.
I decided to move across the country where I didn't know anybody. It was just me and my son at the time, and people go, "Oh, you're so brave." It's like, no, I was bored and wanted something different. So here I
Like I need
am.
to change.
I, I'm the person, I get bored easily, so I
Yeah.
always want to change. And I think that's why I waited until my 40s before I finally got married, because most men bored me.
Oh,
So it was like,
nice.
so I met my husband. I'd say he's never bored me, that's for sure. Um,
Aw.
but so we've been together for almost 14 years now. Yeah.
I
But
love that.
anyway, he I would say just do it. That's really what you got to do. You got to just bite the bullet, get a plan together, do your research so you're not walking in blind, and just do it.
I love that. Kat, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm so excited for all the things that you are doing, that you will do. I am excited about those price increases. So thank you for joining. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, share, questions, before we go?
No, but if you want some macarons, come to the Altadena Farmers Market on Friday nights from 3 to 7.
Nice. It's every Friday?
Every Friday from 3 to 7, yes.
Okay, nice. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you for
It
having
has been
me.
a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Have a good day. Episode 51. I am still always inspired to talk to people that have a desire to do a thing. It just stumbled upon her, really. But she's doing it, and I'm super excited, like I said, about what she is doing, what she will do. I love it all. If you are a business owner that would like to share your business, I would love to hear from you. Message me on whatever platform you are watching this or listening to this on. Don't forget to thank God for your blessings. Don't forget to say your prayers. Don't forget to take care of your skin. And I will be back in a couple hours. Bye.